D seemed mostly familiar, European and Japanese. Thank goodness they drive on the correct side of the road here, she thought, the left side. She would get by, almost as if she was on home turf, with the help of her GPS. Humidity wrapped itself around her. The air felt heavy and thick with the smell of undergrowth, and damp, and the perfume of foreign blossoms. When Lara opened her eyes, it was morning, a full 24 hours after arrival. She thought someone was shining a spotlight onto her face, but it was only the southern hemisphere's sun pouring through a gap in the curtains. Someone should have told her about the light. And the birds. The sheer joy in the atmosphere was an affront if you were feeling glum, she thought, or if you attempted to sink into depression. Outside on the balcony, rainbow lorikeets screeched their welcome. Sulphur-crested cockatoos screamed from a poinciana tree, sounding, she thought, like furious humans battling laryngitis. She looked at the red leaves on the tree, against the birds' snowy feathers. Never in her life had she seen such brilliance, nor heard such a raucous dawn chorus. Beyond the hotel, the Brisbane River snaked by on its languorous journey to the sea. She squinted as she stood in a pink nightshirt, watching the traffic trawl down Kingsford Smith Drive. Finally, she thought. She'd made it. The great escape. From Brock. From betrayal. From a life far too ordinary. At the checkout desk, the young man asked if she was on holiday or returning home. I'm on my way home, she said, straight up. If home was where the heart was, and hers lay jigsawed in a million pieces under her clothes, then this might as well be it for now, she thought. Welcome home then, Mrs. Sinclair. Oh, it's Miss, if you don't mind. Miss Sinclair. He corrected, with a bow of his head. She stood staring at him for a moment, as she continued to rearrange her life. Let this be the last time anyone called her by Brock's surname. Ever, she thought. She was taking herself back. Lara Ann Winters again. L-A-W. From now on. A law unto herself. Enjoy your day, she said, and swept out of the hotel, to her thrifty Toyota in the car park. The Pacific motorway wound south, out of Brisbane. Lara didn't see the sea until she'd been driving for almost an hour. And when she did, she got distracted and drove onto bumps on the side of the road, designed to make a horrendous noise in order to wake sleepy drivers who might not be holding to the designated straight and narrow. Fine, fine, she said, pulling herself back into the centre of the motorway. The view that met her took her breath away. Why wasn't everyone in London living here already? Who would be able to sustain a 2-hour to work and back tube commute on a London November afternoon or a February morning, after knowing about this? Under an almost equatorial sun, the sea spread out, a blue carpet that reflected billions of flecks of light. Beyond the June foliage, a stretch of sunlit sand went for miles. The ocean breathed in, and as it exhaled, waves tumbled towards the shore. Oblivious to all the trouble in the world, nature seemed wild and happy. She tasted salt, and realized tears were sliding down her cheeks. Lies, deceit, lost youth. Clichés. Her marriage an unfolding soap opera that was only too real. The worst thing was that she hadn't seen it coming. A well-disguised metaphorical tsunami. She felt like an idiot. How many things over the last 20 years should have alerted her to his infidelities? She had been brilliant at denial, though she suspected it was more an inherent flaw. Her unjustifiable belief in the goodness of most people, including Brock, which prevented her from comprehending that things as she saw them were not as they seemed. She felt like a colossal fool. Lara hadn't even questioned his response after finding brightly coloured condoms in his desk drawer. When Brock said he'd bought them as a joke for a friend, she'd believed him. She gripped the wheel and wished, for a moment, it was his neck, or at least the part of it that allowed blood to flow to his brain. After a few miles of sea and sand to the left, a dark thought struck Lara. She contemplated what would happen if she found an optimum point somewhere ahead and drove off a cliff into the sea. It might be weeks before anyone knew.